Today's video is a Christmas in July collaboration. The only thing is, I didn't need to go shopping because I already had everything. Hi, my name's Cheryl, and let's get right into it with this first thrift look. I have said in other videos that when I craft, I usually watch true crime or the current cases that are going on. So here is evidence of why I didn't need to go shopping for this collaboration. Look at all my rolling pins. I even had ones with red handles. So I don't know why I didn't use one of those. Well, I really know why, because I had already painted this rolling pin white. So that's why I'm using it. I'm painting the handles in Dixie Belle Barn Red. The paper that I'm using is a digital download, and that's the name of the Etsy shop that I purchased it from. And this is just on regular copier paper. I usually always print it to rice paper, but I thought, you know what? Everybody doesn't have rice paper. I'm going to see how it works on copier paper. So here I'm just sizing it to the rolling pin. And I'm using Mod Podge from my decoupage medium. I ended up getting some pretty big wrinkles, mainly because I think I used too much Mod Podge. But I kept trying to smooth it out with the plastic wrap, which I usually use to get out the wrinkles and bubbles. But I just couldn't get them out. But I just left it. I let it dry overnight. And in the morning, it looked so much better. Here I'm just applying the Mod Podge over the paper just to give it some protection. And continuing with my true crime theme, I have a confession. I used to be a product snob. When I first started using chalk paint, I would only use Annie Sloan. And I have come a long way. There are so many great products out there. But I would have never used a Waverly product that you could buy from Walmart. And I have to say, this is one of my favorite products. And I have a lot of Waverly paint now, too. I'm just applying the wax to give this rolling pin an aged look. I like using it over the red. I think when it deepens that red color, it looks so pretty. And to finish my rolling pin, I'll be making one of my favorite bows, a messy bow. You just need a few different kinds of ribbon. You crisscross the ribbon, and I like to use a zip tie because I can always get it really tight to cinch those ribbons together. To cover the center of the bow, I'll be using a button, and I'm using embroidery thread to fill the holes on that button. And like all bows, it needs a little fluffing. I want to be able to hang this rolling pin, so I am using some wire that I had rusted. And I'm just wrapping it around the handle, and then I'm going to take it up over the handle and I'm going to twist it so that I can hang it. And I'm okay that it looks all rustic and primitive because that's the look I'm going for. I took the ends of the wire and I wrapped them around a paintbrush, the end of a paintbrush, because I at least want those to look like they were finished. I took a little Bell cookie cutter that I also rusted. I think I rusted all these things last Christmas. And I wired that so that I could hang that off the end of the handle. Now this wreath, I thrifted this last year and it pretty much looked just like this, but I bought it for all the little greenery that I could use to embellish things. This also had some nice berries, I guess you call that. They weren't chipped up at all, so I'm using some of those as well. And if you look real close, I changed the wire out on the bell for this jute twine, and I also used the same twine to tie the bow to the handle. I also thrifted this bag of moss. I'm not quite sure what type it is, but I used this to finish off the rolling pin. I'm going to wait and show you the final pick of the rolling pin until after the next thrift flip because they go so well together. And the next one is a cutting board, another item you find in abundance at thrift stores. Now this one is not in great shape, so I am adding some water to some Waverly antique wax to create a stain because I want to cover up most of the blemishes on the cutting board, but I still want you to be able to see the wood. I applied the antique wax, I let it sit a minute, and then I wiped it off. I didn't want to get it too dark, so I had to repeat this process a couple of times. I could never get the wood to look really good, so I decided to go to Etsy and I found this digital download, and I love this picture. I would love this kitchen at Christmas time. And I used copier paper again. I like working with rice paper better, but it's good to know that if you don't have any rice paper, you can use copier paper and it will work. And when I'm sealing the paper, you can really see the air bubbles that I created. And I can't go over it with the plastic wrap, so I am just going over it with the brush and I'm trying to smooth out the wrinkles. And here I'm going over it with some more of the antique wax, and you can see that most of the wrinkles or the air bubbles came out when it dried. For the cutting board, I will also be adding a bow, but this is just going to be a simple bow with one ribbon. And it's two-sided ribbon, so it makes it even easier. And probably the most important part of any bow is all the fluffing. And some of the greenery that I cut to use on my rolling pin and didn't, I'm using here. And the hole on the cutting board, I filled that with styrofoam so that I have something to adhere the greenery and the bow to. And hot glue usually just melts styrofoam, but I did get it to work in this case. I don't know how, but it worked. And then I glued down the tails on the bow. And the berries that weren't used on the rolling pin, I used them for the center of my bow. And here is how my rolling pin and cutting board look together. I just love this cozy, country, primitive look for Christmas, but you'll have to let me know what you think. Next up are trays, and I have quite a few. These are just the ones I had in my house. The rest are out in my garage. Now this one, I just thrifted this past week, and I love it. It's copper. But here is my thrift flip tray. As you can see, trays are another very common thrift store item. I always see trays at the thrift store. This one is raw wood, and it was a little bit rough, so I needed to sand it before I painted it. And I think my Christmas red for the season will be Dixie Belle Barn Red. It's always a good idea to have a misting bottle of water when you're painting, but you really want to use it when you're painting on raw wood because the wood just soaks up that paint. And as you can see, I'm getting very good coverage, but I still ended up doing 2 coats of paint. Because I'm using chalk paint, I need to seal it. And because this is red, I think the sealer goes on much better when you mix the sealer with the original paint color, when you're using a dark paint color. This little tray is going to turn into a hot chocolate bar, a tray that's going to hold all the things you need to make hot chocolate. And this is one of my favorite stencils for Christmas. I use it a lot, I just don't clean it a lot. I'm using a stencil brush. You could also use a sponge dauber, but this first coat is just a thin coat. I'm going to let that dry, and then I'm going to come in with the second coat. This is where the letters are really going to start to pop. The most important thing is to offload most of the paint before you start to stencil. And the stenciling turned out pretty good. I just had one little touch up. And on the other side of the tray, I just did the part served all day. Once the stenciling was dry, I went over everything with clear wax. And then I went over it with dark wax. And here is how my hot chocolate bar tray turned out for Christmas. And the fun part of doing a hot chocolate bar is all the things you buy to put in there for the gifts. But mine are all from last Christmas, and those marshmallows are as hard as a rock. Everything else is just stuff I had that I was trying to make it look cute, but they can really look cute when you can take your time to find the perfect things to go in the tray. And the collaboration challenge was to spend less than $25 at the thrift store, and I keep the price tags on almost all my things until I use them, just so I know, and I think I spent around $12. Make sure you check out all the other videos in the collaboration, and it is sponsored by the Flipping Bunch. If you've ever thought about flipping furniture and you have questions, subscribe to their channel. They will help you in any way they can, and it's a talented bunch of women. So thanks for watching, and we will see you next time.